Blind grading assessments can help reduce the potential for grading bias, and when students are made aware that their instructor is using the practice, this knowledge can also improve student belief in the accuracy of their assessment scores, helping them to feel more at ease taking tests. In the Tests and Quizzes tool in Sakai, there's an anonymous grading option that allows instructors to hide student identities. This allows you to blind grade student submissions for questions that are not auto-graded, such as short answer essay questions, fill-in-the-blank questions, and file upload questions. When you're done blind grading, you can deactivate this option for the assessment if you'd like, to provide your students with more individualized feedback on their responses. In this video, we'll hide student identities for an existing assessment in Sakai, and take a look at how the anonymized student submissions appear, and then we'll deactivate the anonymous grading option. To hide student identities for an assessment, go to Tests and Quizzes. You can activate this option for any new or master assessment, as well as for any published assessment, including assessments that already have student submissions. I'll select an assessment that has a short answer question that's ready to be graded. When I click the number of submissions for the test in the Submitted column, the student submissions appear in alphabetical order. I'd like to blind grade during my initial review of the responses, so we'll hide student identities for this assessment. We'll need to go to the assessment settings, so I'll click Tests and Quizzes to go back to the list of assessments, and then we'll locate the assessment and click its Actions button, and then select Settings. There are 5 categories of assessment settings. The one I want is Grading and Feedback, so I'll click any expanded section to roll up the categories, and then click Grading and Feedback. The anonymous grading option is near the top of this category. Check the box next to Hide Student Identity from Grader, and then click the Save button. Sakai takes us back to the list of assessments. Let's take a look at how the student submissions now appear. Just like earlier, I'll click the submissions in the Submitted column. And now all of the submissions are anonymized and appearing in random order. Students that did not submit the assessment do not appear in this list. Just click a submission to start blind grading an individual student's assessment responses, or click the Questions tab to jump to all the student responses for a particular question. For example, in this test, question 10 is the short answer question, so I'll click Q10 to review all of the responses for this question. One thing to keep in mind: if the assessment question involves students submitting a document or file that may identify the student, for example, if students type their name in the file's name, you'll need to tell students in advance to not put their names in the file or in its name if you plan to use blind grading. When you're done blind grading, you can deactivate the anonymous grading option to provide individualized feedback, such as comments on a student's application of previous feedback, a note of encouragement, or other recommendations. To do this, we'll return to the assessment settings. Locate the Grading and Feedback section, and then uncheck the box next to Hide Student Identity from Grader. Make sure to save, and Sakai brings you back to the list of assessments. Now, when you click on the assessment submissions, the students' names again appear in alphabetical order. As you consider using blind grading in Tests and Quizzes, please heed this word of warning. Be careful not to confuse anonymous grading with a separate feature called Anonymous Users, which you definitely want to avoid because it's irreversible. Okay, I think you're ready to give blind grading in Tests and Quizzes a try. If you need any assistance using Sakai, please contact sakaihelp@durhamtech.edu.